And then there's a third practical way that we win at work, and that is when we cooperate with others. What this means is that your work is just not all about you. Now, very few of us work in an isolated situation where we're not part of a team, where we're completely by ourselves. There's always usually somebody else that we interact with in our workplace. To succeed at work means that we work together as a team, that we appreciate and honor the other people around us, we cooperate with them. That takes some humility. And even the Apostle Paul, as great as he was, understood the importance of cooperation. He spoke to it in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, starting in verse 5. After all, he says, who is Apollos? Who is Paul? We are only God's servants through whom you believe the good news. Each of us did the work the Lord gave us. I planted the seed in your hearts, and Apollos watered it, but it was God who made it grow. It's not important who does the planting or who does the watering. What's important is that God makes the seed grow. The one who plants and the one who waters work together with the same purpose, and both will be rewarded for their own hard work. Now, we've all heard of the Apostle Paul. We know he was important. He wrote a great deal of the New Testament. Most of us know very little about this guy Apollos. But Paul realized that he couldn't do it by himself, that he needed Apollos. He needed what Apollos had to offer. And he realized that God had given each of them their own job description and that they had to work together to achieve this common purpose that God had given them. We win at work by cooperating with others. And I think we could all understand the analogy of, say, a football team, because there's certain positions on a football team that are prominent and everybody knows who the quarterbacks are and they get paid lots and lots of money. But most of us could not name one or two offensive linemen, a center or a guard. They work in obscurity, but they're just as important to the success of the team as the guy who's throwing the ball. So we win at work by cooperating with others. Now let me conclude with just one final thought. I want you to understand that learning to win at work is going to help you win at life. Because God built work into the very fabric of creation, what that means is that work is going to have positive results, positive consequences. Proverbs says that those who work hard have plenty of food, but those who chase after fantasies will live in poverty. Now, of course, sin's in the world, so it doesn't always work perfectly, because sometimes you do the work and somebody else gets the credit, or sometimes you work hard and then get laid off. But by and large, if you're winning at work, you're going to win at life. But let me tell you this, that no matter whether or not you get rich or whether you get acclaim or power, any of all the other consequences of hard work, work is still worth it. Work still has intrinsic dignity, intrinsic nobility and honor, because when you're working, you're reflecting the image of God. And when you're working, you're helping to draw forth the potential and the destiny of the original creation that God made. And so that's why we learn to maximize the positive potential of our labor by honoring God with our work.